Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan and I am here today with something a little bit different. I've been doing some playing. When I was doing one of my flip throughs of my old journals and planners a few weeks ago, I remembered that I had done junk journaling. And so it got me thinking about how much fun that was. So I started binging videos like we do, and I just kind of got inspired. So I wanted to share a few things that I have been making, and just kind of a show and tell, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I just thought that I would share it with you guys and just let you see kind of what I've been up to. So this is one of the journals that I made. And it's made out of a file folder, like one of those expandable file folders, the hanging ones with those little metal brackets on them. And I got the idea from the Paper Outpost, and I will post a link to her channel below. And I'll do that with all of the videos that I used to kind of learn some of this stuff. So this was actually not the first one that I've made, but I really do like how it turned out. So I just have some yarn here as a closure. And this, so the inside cover here, you've got this little pocket, little slip pocket. And I really haven't done a whole lot of decorating. You know how you see some junk journals and they're like completely full of ribbon and ephemera, and just like some of the pages are decorated already. I did not do that with either of the ones that I made, just because I wanted to be able to have that freedom to decorate it as I go, I guess. I didn't want to, like this front page here, I'll probably put something, I have kind of some ideas of things I want to do. But like then the pages in the back, I didn't want to decorate it with, you know, pretty things and a bird and, you know, whatever, if maybe I was feeling like I wanted to decorate with butterflies or something that day. So that's kind of what I mean. Okay, I used a paper pack. Let me grab it here. This is the paper pack that I used, and Die Cuts with a View, I believe, is what those initials stand for. Emily from Emmylou Arts actually gave this to me, and it is chock full of so many different colors of papers. And so every, how do I describe this? So each pattern, let me show you. I don't know how to explain this. Oh, okay. So you have red dots, red grid. You've got the cursive words in the red. You've got printed words, script words in the red. And then it kind of switches to a lighter color red. So every color has the same prints as the one before it. So, and then it just goes through all of the different colors that's shown on the front there. I love this paper pack. The paper is just the right thickness too. It's not like super thick, but it's, let me get this put away here. But it's a really nice quality. So that's where this paper came from. And all of the colored papers in here, it came from that paper pad. And I will try to link it below. I'm not sure where she got it. I'm going to guess Michael's maybe. But I will link it below if I can find it for you. So just the first page here. I did cover up the spine with some fabric and then added this little lace here because it was just like the perfect match, and I thought it was really pretty. So I wanted to add that there. So then with this paper here, the back of these papers are white. So I did some watercoloring, and I was really going more for this kind of sunflower yellow. So I think I might either try to paint it again, or I don't know. I don't really want to paint it in the journal because I don't want to get stuff on it. I may just try to darken it. I don't know. Or I may just leave it. I may cover it up with collage. I don't know. But I love how it turned out with the blue in here. And what I did with that was I just got the watercolor on the brush and put some more water on it. And then just tapped it so that it kind of splattered. And then I just kind of, to some of them, you know, just like that, so that they would kind of spread out a little bit. And then I added just a piece of loose leaf paper here. I did get this wet so that it would look a little bit crumply. And I was dyeing, coffee dyeing papers, and I got a little bit of coffee on it, and I kind of liked how that ended up turning out there. Kind of that unintentional, you can just barely see it there, but it's kind of pretty. And then that's why it's got that kind of crinkly sound. So because it was wet, so that's why it has that sound. And then here's another paper from that pad. So what I did is I just folded it in half and then folded it up to make a little pocket. So you can kind of see that there. And then I just added more of that lace there. So, and then this is just a dictionary page from an old dictionary that I had, well, I love books, okay? So I love encyclopedias, I love dictionaries, I love a good thesaurus. So I've collected these things since I've been homeschooling. So this is our 8th year. And I don't have a lot of them, but I have multiple. So I picked the one that I use the least and just decided that I would use it for the pages. They're thinner, but not like super thin, not like Bible paper thin. But yeah, so I thought that they would work really well. And I didn't do any like distressing or anything like that on this page. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it, I guess. So, and so I just left it. I used my little decorative scissors to kind of cut an edge there just to give it a little something at the bottom. So there's the back. Oh, and then the fabric I put on top. So when you opened it, all you could see was the dictionary page, and I thought it just looked kind of weird. So I thought, you know what? I had extra pieces of this, extra scraps of this fabric, so I decided to just go ahead and put it on top there and give it a little bit of interest there. So, and then this is a piece of packaging actually from Amazon. It is super thin, but I wanted to add it because I really thought that it kind of brought some just grunginess, you know, like a junk journal. Yeah, that's what it is, right? So I wanted to add that because I just thought it was kind of pretty, and it was already crinkly, and so I am going to have to be careful with it though because it's perforated. So you can kind of see that there where it's got that crease. It's perforated, and whatever I put on here is going to have to be really thin because it's super thin paper. And then this is a digital from one of the Facebook groups that I'm in. So I printed that out and then used another one of the printables from that group to print on the other side, just so it wasn't white. And I had bought some books. So when you see me do my memory journaling and stuff over the past, I've used some pages of like book text with flowers and different things like that. This is actually from one of those books. So I got it from the thrift store for like, I don't even remember, $1.25. So I just kind of stuck that in there. This paper, I have no idea where it came from. If you recognize it, let me know in the comments. It's just basically like a scrapbook paper. It's not thin or not thick at all. So it's definitely not a cardstock, but it's more of a like a paper. So I'm gonna guess maybe Michael's or Hobby Lobby. That's, yeah, and I can't remember if somebody gave it to me or if I bought it. So what I did, it's 12 by 12, it was 12 by 12. So what I did is folded it in half and then folded it up to make a pocket. And here's more of that paper that I had printed before. And on the back of this one, I printed this really pretty lined paper, kind of watercolor thing from the Facebook group that I'm in. And then this is just This piece of paper came from another paper pack that Emily gave me. And it's kind of more of like the vintage type papers. So all I did to that was I wet it down and let it dry. So it already had that kind of coffee dyed look. This part of it, I'm kind of wishing that I would have done some coffee dyeing on this just so it wasn't this stark white. But I'm planning on covering this up with some collage anyway, so it won't really matter. But the back side of it is pretty white. But, you know, it also kind of goes with the white of this paper. So I'm not upset about it. So it's crinkly because I got this one wet. This one is crinkly. I did not wet this paper down. All I did for this was to kind of just crumple it a little bit and then just smoothed it back out again. So I kind of like the different, you know, the different textures that the different techniques give you. So yeah, there's pocket there. And then this is from, guess what? Another one of my dictionaries. This one's actually a children's dictionary that my kids have kind of outgrown, and I have another one anyway that we use more often. So I took this one out. I did some coffee dyeing on it. It's got that really cool sound. Again, just another piece of notebook paper. This time I left the spiral little fringe on there because I thought that was kind of cute. Made a pocket out of this one, so I just folded it up and then tore off the bottom to make it kind of fit within the rest of the pages. And I liked the color of the lines on this one because it's the exact color of the teal in the fabric. So this is another piece of paper from that paper pack that I showed you. And I did get this one wet. I did some watercolor on the back in like a kind of an ochre color. And then I just added this piece of some glue string there. A piece of trim, like ribbon trim there. Then here is another one of the digital papers from the Facebook group. And then the back side as well. And then this is my middle page here. This is from one of the flower books that I bought from the thrift store. And I wanted to use the whole thing, so I just folded it up and made a little pocket. So, and I just loved the colors of this flower with this paper, even though it doesn't really go with the color of the fabric itself. But I have to try not to get too hung up on that because I know that throughout the book, as I fill in the pages, it's going to get, yeah, there's going to be other colors in it, so it's fine. And then, so here's the middle page. So when you open it up, so you can just see my string here that I used to bind the book. And then this is just the tie for the string that I put on the front to close it. Then I just left those long. Here's the other side of that paper, so it's got the pocket there. Just this paper here. And then the other side of that yellow paper where I did the ochre watercolor. And then again, got the other pocket, or the other side of that notebook paper with the pocket in it. And then, yeah, now we're kind of into just the repeating pages. So this one I did a little bit differently. So remember I said it was 12 by 12. I folded it up, but it was also too wide. So what I did was I just folded it in. So let me grab one of these little things I made here. So I'll show you here. Sorry, I'm kind of fumbling. So it's open, right? But then you can kind of have this little edge here to decorate as well. So you can just put stuff in there and it goes all the way to the side. You can kind of hide it a little bit. Oops. And then you've got this whole side here to fill in. So just kind of something a little bit different. And I didn't want to cut the paper off. I mean, I could have, but I just thought it gave it something just a little bit different. So, and there's the other side of that paper, and then the pocket on this one. This one I also did differently. So similar to this one, where I folded it in, this one I decided to fold the other way to make it like a fold out. And I did not glue it down, so it's still open. So actually you could open it up all the way. I haven't decided whether I want to, I think I want to glue this pocket down here, or this side here, so that it's a pocket, and leave this one open, I think. I don't know, I haven't really decided, but I figured when I go to decorate it, I'll probably know a little bit better kind of what I want to do, but I thought that'd be cute just to have that little fold out area. There's that book page again. I kind of wish that I had used more book pages, because that's a lot of, there's a lot of the papers, you know, pattern papers and stuff, and not very many book pages, but I knew I could only have, I don't know, I think I ended up with 16 pages, maybe 15. And I knew that that was like the max, right? Like I was pushing it anyway to be able to get the one signature sewn in well. So, and there were so many papers I wanted to use. So I really had to kind of pare it down a little bit. And then this is the other side of that printable that I had back here. So it was actually like 2 images on one paper that you print out, and I just folded it in half. So this is more of that packaging. I made this one into a little pocket, and again, it's really thin, so I'm gonna have to be super careful what I put on this. But you know, I thought maybe just some pictures and some thinner papers and stuff like that, just to kind of decorate, would be okay. And then I added the lace on here just to give a little bit of kind of girliness, you know, just a little bit of femininity next to the brown of the paper. So then here's the other side of that dictionary page. Here's the other side of that folder. Again, I just made it a little pocket. I kind of wish maybe I had folded this one in half, and maybe I still could, to kind of make it like a little fold out, but all right. And then loose leaf paper, and then that's my last page. So, and then I did glue down the fabric here just to kind of secure the signature a little bit in there. And then I folded this side over as well and made it into a pocket. So what she showed on her video, Pam with the paper outpost, what she showed on her video is actually you'd have this part open and it would act as your closure. But I had it like that originally, and it laid funny. And I don't know if it's how I folded it or something, but I just didn't like how it laid. So I decided just to go ahead and make it up into a little pocket. And I think that'll be great because I can stick stuff in there. And then I like the little closure. I did think about, so this is not permanent, this yarn in here. I had a thought of maybe adding like a couple, what are they called? Rivets, I think they're called. So you punch holes and then you add the, like I could add this to it, right? And then it would tie on the sides, right? Because I would add one on the front and add one on the back, and then they would tie here in the middle. So I may still do that, I don't know. It makes it a little tricky because I have these pockets here. So I'm not sure. It's something I probably should have done before. Yeah, it's a learning process, right? Where you're like, oh, I wish I would have done, you know, X, Y, Z. So I'll know for next time. So I just may leave it with the string on the front and just kind of just let it be what it is. Not worry about it too much. So, and I also thought about maybe tying it with like a really pretty lace ribbon, but I don't really have anything that's like super strong enough, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but just a lot of my ribbons are just the thinner stuff or really wide. And of course I don't want something really wide. So anyway, it's a work in progress. Okay, so that's the first one that I made. And then this is the second one that I made. So this is an altered book. And I learned about this from watching 49 Dragonflies on her YouTube channel. And I will link her below as well. And Joey, she has a YouTube channel as well. And I think that might be where I first watched it. And then I watched 49 Dragonflies video on how she did hers as well. So basically you just take a book, whatever kind you want. I really liked this one because I was really drawn to the purple. So I liked this one, and that's why I chose it. But you can basically do any book you want. You can do you don't want like a super old book because you want the structural integrity to be there. But you could if you wanted to, right? And then you want to make sure that the book that you choose, the signatures are glued in and not sewn in. So those are really kind of the only stipulations or whatever. I don't know really stipulation, but so anyway, so I picked this one out, and it had, you could see the title on the spine, and it was bright red against the white. So I just took some acrylic paint and just painted over it. And I did this like with a brush where I just kind of tapped it or whatever and kind of globbed the paint on it. And then it kind of made that really cool texture. So I don't know if you can see that. Oh, the light's kind of weird. Anyway, it kind of made that cool texture. And you can still kind of see the title if you look really closely. So I actually thought about maybe putting some really pretty fabric on the spine here, leaving this part white, but then just putting the fabric here because it kind of bugs me. But I don't know whether I'm going to do that or not. I haven't really found a great fabric that's really kind of jumped out at me yet. So, okay, so for the front, I use this doily here. I ended up going to our thrift shop, our local thrift shop. I found a stack of doilies. There was like 20 of them for like 50 cents. So I snatched those up. I found a bunch of ribbons and yeah, all kinds of trim and stuff. Just amazing. For $20, I got so much stuff, and I was so excited. I found some decorative scissors. I found some stamps. I found, what else did I find? Oh, my books. I bought a bunch of books. They were buy one for 50 cents, you get one for free. So I bought several of those. Yeah, I spent $20, but I feel like I spent like $150. I mean, I got so much cool stuff. I was really excited. Yeah, so this was one of the books. The doily came from there. This image here is from one of those flower books that I have had for quite a while, and I just really loved the colors in the flower, and I thought it would just match perfectly to the cover of the book. And then I have this stuck down here, not permanently, it's just kind of barely stuck on there because I don't know for sure if that's where I want it. I think I might move it down here. We'll see. And then these are just pieces of fabric and ribbon and stuff that I found at the thrift store. And then I had some buttons just, you know, because we all have that drawer with all of our spare buttons in it. So I raided that, and I just brought them all downstairs to my craft room, and I'm like, well, if I ever need a button, I'll know where to find it, but I'm going to use them down here because I rarely need them. So I thought if I can use them for something, I'm going to. So I just made this little cluster there. So with an altered book, what you do is you kind of skip through the first few pages, and then you start tearing pages out. So the theory is, you know, you want to, and if you already know this, I'm sorry. But if you don't know what an altered book is, like I did not know what an altered book was. So if you don't know what that is, you tear out pages. So I think it's like 3 pages. You tear out 3, then you skip 2. Then you tear out 3 more. Then you skip 2, and so on. You tear out 3. So what you're doing is making room for the journaling stuff that you're going to add. So it just kind of, you can kind of see how the signatures start to kind of separate there, giving you the room to add your stuff that you want. You can also do pockets. I just kind of have them paper clipped together because I need to glue them down and stuff. And I saw 49 Dragonflies as actually where I saw this. She had these in her book. She actually does it differently. I think she skips like 8 pages. She tears out 8 pages and then skips 4 maybe. I can't remember for sure, but anyway, I only tore out 3. That's what I saw Joey do. And this book was not big enough to tear out 8. I would have like 0 pages left. So I went with the 3. And then I also have this folded over here to do, so I'll glue this down, and then it'll be like a pocket to slip stuff in. So this will all be glued down, and then just have the pocket there. So I also saw someone, I can't remember who it was, actually uses white paint and paints her pages so that it's just a blank canvas when she goes to do a spread. So I don't know whether I'm going to paint them or just cover it with stuff. I mean, I'll probably just cover it with collage, honestly. I don't really want to go through and paint all these pages. And then I feel like it adds like thickness to them and makes them like all, I don't know. I don't know if that's really something that I want to do. So there you go. So that is an altered book. So I can't wait to start adding things to this. So I need to get that finished, and I'm going to start adding different things to it. All right, and then next we have another altered book here, and I just left the cover as it is. I think I might cover it maybe with some fabric, or I might just leave it. It's kind of cool. It's the Introduction to Philosophy, so that's kind of neat. It just has this textured cover here. Kind of, I don't know, looks like an encyclopedia or something. So I thought that was kind of neat. So anyway, I'm gonna get these out of the way here. All right, so like I said, this is another altered book, and I've actually started working in this one. So I left, I haven't done anything like to decorate in the covers and first pages and stuff. But I started doing a challenge. So Marguerite Miller has let's see, she's got a YouTube channel, Instagram, and she has a blog, and she has these really neat prompts, like journal prompts that you can do. But she has like hashtag CW Planner 1, and then the next one is hashtag CW Planner 2. So, and then it just has a list of things that you can include in your journal spread. So I'll just show you that there. So this one was something fast: postage stamp, piece of a map, border or frame, portion of a brochure, and then a bonus item was a form or part of a form. So I kind of just gathered up some different things that I had, some printables that I got from, this was from a Facebook group, as well as this one and this form. Oh, and this was just a little piece of scrap from one of the pages that I had used in this one. And then I got the postage stamp. I just ripped off some mail. This was a like journaling card from AliExpress. Has a map on it. This is just a piece of brochure from the Hobonichi pamphlet that they send you. And then this as well. This was from my original children's encyclopedia that is falling apart. So just horses for something fast, as well as the bird. Then this is just another little stamp that I got on, it came on a sheet with something, I can't remember what it came with. And then this is another just piece of scrap from a printable from the Facebook group. So this was the first one. This was the first one that I did. And I think I'm just going to do them in chronological order. And then I just put the date at the top. So we'll see. I don't plan on doing them every day. I'm going to just do them as I have time and as I kind of feel inspired to do it, honestly. So, and then this was yesterday that I did this spread on the 21st. And I used some washi. Well, let's go over the list here. It's a person, an image from a magazine, a doodle, a piece of washi tape, a tea bag cover, and the bonus item is an illustration. So the washi tape is from the New Planner Society box for March, and this is my doodle here. I just did some watercoloring. I drew a sunflower and then did some watercoloring. So I've got a couple images from a magazine. This is from a magazine, so is this, but it also qualifies as my person. And then the illustration there, tea bag, and then these are just scraps of paper from that paper pad. So yeah, I went through and tore out, like I did with the other altered book. I guess it's probably easier if I show you this way. I skipped 2, tore out 3 all through the book, and then the paper clips are marking some pocket pages that I need to make yet. So this is what I'm currently working in, and I'm really enjoying it, honestly. I feel like, you know, it's kind of a place that I can express myself. You know, there's no real journaling on these yet. I can go in and add it if I want, you know, but I don't have to either. It can be just a place that I can do some art journaling. And in addition to, you know, because I kind of feel like I have my journal, right? You guys have seen me do the journaling sessions with this. So I have that for my journaling. I don't really feel like I need to journal as far as like pictures and things like that. This is more art journaling and just kind of that fun place to do whatever I want. So just kind of fun. So anyway, that is the current altered book that I'm using. And I'm like, okay, I have 3 journals, 3 junk journals. Got my regular journal here, all the journals. But you guys, like I said before, you guys know that I love books. So it's not really a huge surprise. Anyway, all right, let's get these put aside here. Okay, so now like I said, I have been binge watching all the videos and kind of just learning as I've been going. And what I wanted to do was, there's so many projects and things, and I was kind of overwhelmed. And then I was like, okay, I just want to do one thing at a time. I want to learn how to make tags. I want to learn how to make clusters. I want to learn how to make little file folders. So then I just went ahead and did a few of each thing so that I could learn how to do it and kind of get a feel for it and what works and what doesn't work, what I like, you know, stuff like that. So I went ahead and just, when I would have time, I'd come down here, you know, make some tags or whatever, make some little clusters, stuff like that. So I'll just kind of go through these real quick here. These are the tags that I made, and I haven't punched them or anything yet to add like string. Oh, I had a couple more too. Let me grab those. Okay, so these are actually the first tags that I made. And so what you do, I watched Joey's channel, and I can link below the video where she makes these tags. But basically you take some book paper, you lay it out, then you start layering paper on top of it to make the base for these tags. And don't look at my sewing because it's horrible, and I'm horrible with a sewing machine, but I'm trying to learn. So then you kind of just cut down the tags, or cut down the pages, and you can make whatever you want. You can make little bookmarks, which are kind of like what these are, because I haven't added the strings or anything like that. Or then you can just make the tags. You can make them whatever you want. So, and actually these little file folders are also made the same way. So you take the paper, you glue it all together, layer it, and then cut it out into whatever you want. So this is just one of the tags that I made. And then this one here too, with the string on there. So I really liked those. And the color, like the lavender and the yellow and everything like that. So, all right, so those are the first tags that I made. And then I made this stack here, and I'll just kind of flip through these real quick. I added some stitching, trying to figure that out, trying to learn. And like I said, I haven't gone through and added, you know, string or anything like that. I'm not sure whether I will. I kind of wanted to leave some of these somewhat blank, just so that I could add what I wanted in the moment. So like this, I wasn't really sure what to put up here, because I've got this kind of little cluster here. I was thinking maybe like some words, like this little tag here. I was thinking about maybe adding something like that up there, maybe, which I would want to wait until I was actually using it in a spread to know what kind of theme I was going for. Anyway, so this is just a thin piece of that paper from that notepad, or that paper pad that I showed you. So it's not very thick at all. So I'm definitely going to have to add something because it's very flimsy. So then I made this one. I really liked this. You can tell that I was totally feeling the purple. And then I made this one, which I actually thought, you know, could go at the bottom of the page, but you could also do it like the side, like that. So and I got this one here, and I left it open up here. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, maybe like a button or something. I don't know. This is actually, this is like true junk, right? This is all of the threads that came off of, I tore apart some fabric. It was actually a pillowcase because I wanted to use it to cover a journal in the future, the future journal that I haven't made. And anyway, so the string, all of the thread that I pulled out, it was kind of wadded up in a little pile, and I thought that would look really cute in the middle of that flower. So I kind of just balled it up, put some hot glue down, and just stuck it down. So thought that was really cute. I've got this one here, and this lace, this is the same lace that's at the bottom of my journal that I made here. And these are just kind of the extra pieces, and I wanted to be able to utilize those. So then there's the back of that. Got this one here with a really pretty butterfly. All of these pictures here that I had used, they're all from one of the Facebook groups that I'm in. So I'll actually link those Facebook groups below. There's like 2 or 3 that I'm in, and they have awesome printables for you, freebies in their files, and it's just kind of a really great way to get started. It's really kind of fun. So that's where they actually, this image, this one, and this one all came from there. So, and then I had in that bag of embellishments that I bought from the thrift store, there was this roll of, oh, here, I have it here too. This roll of, it's like fringe, but it has beads on it. And so I made this, and I cut off the bottom, and I had that little piece left over. I left this at the top just because I thought it was kind of cute. But I had that left over, and so I thought it would be really pretty added to the inside of the butterfly. And then I just did a faux stitching around it. I had this little piece of lace left over, so I cut it in half and put it on either corner. And then this big guy, I don't know. I never finished it. So, yeah. But, you know, I didn't want to throw it away because I thought, well, I can probably find a use for it, even if it's just cut down, made into a couple tags. So, anyway, I just kept it. And then I made some paper flowers that I learned how to do that from 49 Dragonflies as well. So just kind of got little layers here. So made some of those. Little clusters, I think is what they're called, or snippets or something, just with some scraps that I had. This is more of that, the thread that I had from that pillowcase I took apart. So I just wadded it up on there and used this piece of yarn that I had, tied it in a knot, pulled it through to secure everything down, and then it's also glued. So, but I thought that would be pretty if I put like a word or something like that, like this, on there. But I left this one blank just so that I could, you know, figure out what I wanted to use with the spread that I was using it on. And then I made this little one here, a button that I attached with that yarn. So, and I had also at the thrift store found a like a spiral bound thing that had all of these little recipe cards on it, and for like 10 cents. It was full. It was brand new. So I thought, well, that would be really cute journaling cards or whatever, right? I could put a little picture on here and journal about it. So I just distressed it a little bit and then added some cardstock. This is actually packaging from, I think, my Hobonichi Weeks that I got from Japan in 2019. So the pink one that I had. So that was really pretty. So I had saved it and thought it really coordinated well with that navy blue cardstock. And then these are the little file folders that I made. And I will link the video that I watched below for this as well. Again, this is just more of that lace that I had, just extra pieces that I just added to it. This is, again, from actually the same book that this image came from. So, and so yeah, it's called a master board. You make the master board and then you cut it down and make it whatever you want. So you can do file folders, tags, journaling cards, anything that you want. So I made this one into a little trifold. I put this little thing of cardstock here so that you could, let me grab a little tag here, so that you could stick journaling cards or pictures or whatever you want in there. And then just left it blank. And then this is just a cardstock that I came from that vintage paper pad that I was talking about earlier. So there's that one. And then this one is a little bit wider. And I folded it so that it would open, you know, it would fold in, kind of adding a little bit of like a closure here. But I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet. So yeah, there's that. And then this was the last one that I made. Again, it's a trifold. Oh, I added this picture in here because I thought that'd be really pretty. Kind of torn out and put in the corner there. And I didn't want to lose it, so there you go. So that's that one. And then these are just extra pieces from the master board that I made to make these. And I cut them down into just kind of different pieces, and I haven't really decided for sure what I want to do with them. So I did add a little bit of lace here and this word, and then this lace here that I had some extra, and I made it into like a little tag. So, and then this is from a Planner Society kit that I just had left over. So yeah, I'm not really sure what I want to do with them yet, but again, I figured that I just wanted to make some stuff and then be able to have them available so that I could decorate with them, but kind of make them for the individual spread. So that is what I've been up to. And, you know, I kind of just been really wanting to create more stuff, I guess, and like something different. Even though I've done junk journaling before, you know, I don't know. I just was in the mood to do something different. So this is what I've been up to. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.